Hello everybody, Mr. Rum here. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4, Old World Blues. In the last episode, we are working on trying to restabilize our nation after absorbing the entire NCR. So that is coming along. We're pretty much just getting started, actually. So we're working through the rebuilding a nation, focus tree, get as much of that done as we can. We have two big threats that we need to worry about. We have Caesar's Legion here, obviously. We have a truce with them. I don't know if that means when that truce expires, we're going to be at war or not. We'll see. I mean, they don't really have a war goal. But we do also have the Washington Brotherhood. The Brotherhood is at war with a couple of different people. Eastport, and Haida Confederation. Which is this. And whatever the other thing was is probably gone at this point. Alright, so those wars are not really going to last that long. So we'll see what happens. I have my entire army deployed on that front. So we shall see. Manpower is a problem. Now, resources are a problem. The fact that we can't build anything right now is a problem. So we can't repair anything. Get maintenance efficiency 4. Yeah, they were at war with just about everybody, so. Protests in the Shady Sands. In the city of Shady Sands, a crowd of people have formed. Too sudden and organized to be a spontaneous occurrence, especially considering the banners unfurled and slogans chanted. A brave few souls flying NCR flags as the crowd grows and marches on. Protests have broken out in the ex-NCR state. Many have taken to the street demanding the end of the labor draft. Alright, we'll take the charismatic option. Protests are into riots in Shady Sands, because of course they do. "50-50 shot. Send in the troops." I think nothing happened. Alright, logistics 4. Let's work on Med X. How is the resistance? It's still increasing. Is there anywhere where it's coming down? Here. Even increasing in areas that we previously have control over. Department of Education. Teach for America. The establishment of a public school system, even if it will not for a great while extend beyond the cities, presents us with an opportunity. We can persuade the Wasteland's youth that pre-war America, the best country on earth, a land of Nuka-Cola fountains, prosperity and greatness, or was. We're missing a word in there. Or we can be honest and say it was full of mostly good people who made some real mistakes, like the ones that led to the nuclear wasteland we inhabit today. Given those options, it's hard to see any reason not to whitewash the past a bit. Who's going to tell them otherwise? Tell the kids about the time we conquered the moon. Gain base war support up. Political power up. Oh, base war support's already pretty low. Gain back some legitimacy. He who does not learn from history is doomed to repeat it. Yes. We'll go with that option. Alright. So... consumer goods down. War support up, encryption up, offensive penalty. Mandatory patriotism. One of the First Amendment. Completely focus uniting the states of America. Where is that? This. Let's see. Well, let's go with reuniting the States of America. Let's just start that. See what that does. Okay, and she is starting to come down. Cybernetic enhancements. Alright. Reconnaissance 5. Alright, we need to gas interceptor. Division support blimp. The Legion marches. The Great Bear of the West is dead, and now the Legion turns to clean up its flank. The only significant remaining foe in the Legion are the reunited states, but many fear that it will fall like so many others before Caesar. Caesar's Legion, Painted Rock. Caesar's Legion gains annex war goal against Painted Rock. Okay, over there. Alright. Resistance is coming down a little bit. Reuniting the States of America complete. From sea to shining sea. When we first started out, squatting in the basement of Fort Sierra as refugees in our own lands, many of us never expected to get this far. To defeat the NCR and stand at the precipice of actually bringing back our treasured nation. And the question remains, what are we going to do now? Ganon, ever the pacifist and budding diplomat, has come forth with a proposal of outreach and cooperation. The Enclave is vast, and even the most ardent tribal or determined settler can be brought in with the promise of wealth, healthcare, and protection. While this approach will take time, a lack of bloodshed will go a long way to restoring America's image. Opposite of that, the president has had plans for a campaign against raiders and slavers for some time, a faster and quicker alternative to the idealism of Ganon, And it addresses the raider problem quite clearly, which Ganon's proposal leaves open-ended. It is Ganon's respect for Ganon's ideals that he is even considering the former follower's proposal. Ganon Doctrine, or firm as granite. Lost the ability to use America's couriers to incorporate settler and tribal nations into the reunited States of America. We have some big threats we need to deal with. So if we have less potential enemies to fight, that might be better. If we could just peacefully integrate some of these smaller groups, that would be great. Like some of these guys, I don't know who we would be able to go with. Let's try it. The Ganon Doctrine. Negotiate a group rate. I think I'm going to go back to this. Civilian education. Russian efficiency base. Vaccinations. Presidential. Remove collapsed government. Replace collapsed government with unstable government. Move unstable government. This is the route we need to go. Alright, the fate of our democracy. Let's go with that. Alright, light canoes. Light cutters. I guess we should start building something. And prioritize it. To complete, Siege's Legion does not exist. Oh, that's a bit of an issue. Let's see. Boost the civilian economy. We probably want to go with Vault City University. Let's do it. I'm not really building any infrastructure right now. Got a lot of stuff in here to do. Then Courier's the new Hammond. Do it. 70 days. See a Maxon. Crowds of people formed. Okay, so we'll make vague and meaningless promises. And riots. Send in the truth. The Maxon massacre. I will lose base war support, unfortunately. Reporting on the unfortunate events of Maxton. Base stability, base war support, lose 5% legitimacy. That didn't go well. Medium longboat hull. Medium schooner. We don't need this much in the convoys. Alright, the fate of our democracy. The new Reno prospers under our rule. We must decide how to govern the United States. Granite's rule has been successful, and he's brought us back from the brink. The nation has been under martial law since the war, and he could cement his power, frankly better than we could hope. Power and frankly better than hope rule, or we could aim to restore the United States, risking losing control of the Enclave in elections and giving power to the natives. Now it's time for elections. Although Granite has decided to restore democracy, there are still many who express concern about giving everyone a say in their government. But I'll look at the morass the NCR was. Vault City's mayor has suggested suffrage be granted only to Americans who can pass something like their old citizenship test, or those with a clean genetic history. These wise citizens could elect representatives who advise the president. Alternatively, we could adopt the old view of every man a vote. Okay. The Voting Rights Act. Alright, we're gonna need to get an actual battle plan together.
This is Enclave Maincom.
High-powered optics. That's not that far ahead of schedule, but let's get on ships. Maintenance efficiency. Good, let's work on logistics. Division support blimp. Alright, I think that's most we're going to be able to do with air. For now. Let's begin working on naval tech. MedX is done. Get on maintenance efficiency 5. The houses of the legislature. Just after World War II, the United States did quite possibly one of its most controversial acts in history, the passing of the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution. This overhauled the entire American system by installing the Commonwealths over state governments, but below the federal government. While the executive level, this meant another round of governors. At the legislative, it had more drastic effects. The ratifying of the 22nd Amendment transformed the legislature from a bicameral legislature to a tricameral legislature, creating the Commonwealth Assembly. The members of the Assembly were elected by the Commonwealth themselves, and as a government performance auditing body, and as a means to mediate between the House and the Senate. While the old Commonwealth system did cause friction among the nation, the Assembly worked as intended until the Enclave came along. The Assembly was used to tie up the legislative and grant the executive more power and control over the nation, reducing congressional power to nothing more than a rubber stamp office for the Enclave. Now, however, times have changed. While the House and Senate have been working in a limited capacity in Nevada for some time, the reconquest of California means it's time to restore the old Commonwealth Assembly to working order. Alright, we'll gain our 5% legitimacy back. Oh, that's not actually done. Corsairs raid the coast. I'll have 300 manpower to lose, so whatever. Pragmatic aviation. Situational awareness, we'll go with that. Basic fighter maneuvers. Artful positioning. There we go. Robot perks, let's get those. Reconnaissance complete. Let's go ahead of time on our support equipment. Or do we go ahead of time on our infantry equipment? Go ahead of time on our infantry equipment. Let's get new laser rifles. Alright, Congress holds session. Even before the Great War, the executive branch, and by extension the Enclave, stripped away most power of the American legislative branch. Congress on the rig was nothing more than a vestigial organization kept on veiling the nepotism of the elite. However, today, Congress has officially returned with representatives from various census, designated locales, to senators from the states and commonwealths, despite not being in his official duties. The president presided over the first acts of Congress of the United States, who immediately enacted a series of laws designed to check the executive branch's power. All right. Re-elections. Remove unstable government. What we're probably going to have to do down here I don't know. Create a defensive line, but I mean I can't build anything right now. Because we got so much stuff damaged. Ridiculous. Radio Strike settlements. Alright, enable Seagull Scouts. Have we actually built any ships by any chance? It doesn't look like it. Cannot deploy because we don't have any manpower. Right. Alright, free elections. Law and order. Yeah, law and order. Anarchy. Connection and communications training. Wood treatment. Like, is that actually a thing? Ah, yes. Okay, we're gonna have to actually do that, aren't we? Yeah, we really don't have anything. There's a medium schooner hull. Get to work on this tech. Grappling harpoon. Light cutter hull. Scrap boat hull. Logistics. Get to work on miniguns. Battle plans. Field fortifications. Heavy trireme. Heavy brig. Law and order. Since the NCR's collapse, the New California's been rife with banditry, corruption, and brutality. The NCR ramshackle bureaucracy, already outstretched, overstretched, had all but collapsed despite the Enclave's Reconstruction Authority efforts to keep it in place. Gangs and barons rule as they please, and to get the state up and running again will require substantial effort. Some idealists of the New California Republic believe we need to restore a faith in impartial judiciary, a law that protects the salvager and the Brahmin baron alike. Others think we should work with the New California's elite and crush dissent quickly and efficiently. After all, a strict constitutional scholar might question how Granite even became president. We'll go with rule of law. Replace anarchy with underfunded judiciary justice system. Remove underfunded justice system. Yeah, that's what we need right there. Okay. New Haven becomes a federal commonwealth. Do that. Okay, well, I think we're at the end of the episode, so we'll go ahead and stop here. And we'll see what happens. Yeah, resistance is pretty bad. But we're starting to see some green arrows around, so it is starting to come down. We just got to get a lot of work done here. All right, but for now, hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Go ahead, like, subscribe, and comment, and I will see you next time.